feel good today. What is up, DTL Universe? Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. We are live on YouTube, but now we simulcast every single morning on our incredible partners platforms at Stadium, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Roku TV. The list goes on and on. We are there every single morning. So no matter where you are, you can find us. I'm your boy, the coach. I try to steer this ship, but I got the best crew in the business at my fingertips. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the entire show. We're here for a full hour. We always look at what we did yesterday. And the man who just simply is a check mark machine, the man from the Dirty 2-0, Vince Russo, in his debut, 1-2. Already talked to him. He ain't happy about it. Seabass, I'll deal with him in a moment. Now, as you guys know, Howie Schwab was a big part of what we do. And there's a lot of new viewers coming in every single day. And we always honor him every single day with the Howie Schwab Crew Play of the Day. Here are your selections. Because can you believe it? Can you believe this is how fast the weeks go? Is that we're right back to NFL Thursday. A little reminder, we will not be on Stadium tonight. We are preempted, but we will have DTL Primetime Live at 7 p.m. on our YouTube page. No worries. So, Bills plus 2.5. It keeps changing at DraftKings or BetMGM or wherever you get your plays. Dolphins minus 2.5. Can't wait to hear what Z-Man has to say. How about the over 48.5? Some places it is 49, and then the under 48.5 as well. Now, also a gentle reminder that we have tons of content. And if you're not a premium member yet, I encourage you to do so. So you get so much extra content. Here is our schedule. This is how much we are doing. Now, you see that DTL, the podcast there. Well, it drops the audio around 2 p.m. It's fresh. We record it every single weekday. The only show that does that. But if you're a premium member, you get the video of that podcast as well that drops around 2 p.m. Eastern time. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you we have assembled in the last 8 months the best crew in the building, in the business, however you want to talk English, I can try and do that. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the picks. Oh, and we go 5 wide with 4 of my absolute very best and favorites that are here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to our little show called DTL, whoever has the best day prior gets the first 15 seconds of the show. So I got to go to the man from the Dirty. He's been dodging all of these hurricanes and all of these bad weather days to continue to kick ass. Charles, good morning. 15 seconds is yours.
Morning, Coach Crew. Yeah, fortunate to have a nice day. Happy to see my man Raphael is safe and with us today as well. Dodged a Francine as well. So, yeah, excited about today's card. Plus, we have European soccer resuming starting back tomorrow and through the weekend. So, extra excited as well. And we'll have that Friday 5-pack coming out also.
The Friday 5-pack. You're asking what is that? Well, my man Charles is going to pick one game from all 5 of the big leagues, including the MLS. Now, tonight in South Florida, I think that's what they call it, there's a big game on Thursday Night Football. My man right there next to me, he's all over the Dolphins. He lives in Miami. Good morning, Z-Man.
Oh, good morning. We're getting loose tonight in the Zaslow Mansion. I'm going to sit on the Zaslow Mansion family room couch. I'm going to have my Ricky Williams jersey on. I'm going to have probably something brown in the glass. Nice big ice cube. I'm going to be ready to go. I'm very nervous, though. I'm not going to lie. The Bills have been our daddies. I'm very nervous.
They have been. I can't wait to hear your analysis on what's coming today. Both teams having comeback wins. We'll get to that in a second. Now, he is our numbers guy, and he's been smack dab in the middle of all these hurricanes. But look, the Wi-Fi looks fantastic this morning. Raphael, good morning.
Good morning, crew. Good morning, coach. I'm a little puzzled. So it's the 5-pack. How come no La Liga MX, no Mexican soccer get called the 6-pack? And Ricky Williams, no Dan Marino jersey? I'm a little puzzled right now.
That's interesting, Z.
I'd like to respond to that. I love Dan Marino, of course. But you got to remember, when Marino was playing for the Dolphins. I'm growing up. This is late 80s into the 90s. A Marino jersey when I'm a kid, a little bit snug on 43-year-old Zaslow. At least Ricky Williams, we're talking the early 2000s. I could still kind of fit into it. All right, let's be honest here, Raphael.
I showed my age. Dan Marino's my age, so I've shown my age. Sorry.
Oh, my God. You guys are too much. TJ says Ricky Williams is the man. If you guys didn't see Ricky play in college, forget about it. This dude was as good as it gets. Now, finally, look at the man today. He's the only 5-star chef in the game. Seabass, good morning, sir.
Morning, coach. Morning, crew. Yep, looking how to get my house back after my plays in. Russo went a little off yesterday, so it's gonna be a bounce back Thursday. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
It's a bounce back Thursday. Our resident curmudgeon, and we love him more than anybody else. All right, we're gonna reverse it a little bit today, so we make sure and have time for all of the picks, and then maybe for a little discussion because we have tons of Thursday night football here. And then later in the show, we have our prop section as we prop it up as well. So, Z-Man, I'm going to start with you, big boy, because the Bills and the Dolphins tonight, the over has kind of been hovering around 49, 48.5, depending on your book. Start us off.
Yeah, I look, nobody likes playing the under, all right? You're going to sit there, you're excited about watching the game, and what you're just hoping that nothing happens. Like, playing the under sucks, let's be honest. But I know the way these two teams go at it. I think it's a very physical game. Yes, the Bills have been our daddies, but I'm really into this Dolphin defense. Boy, they were phenomenal last week, especially in the second half against Jacksonville, just shutting them out. I could see this a 26-20 Dolphins victory. Again, I don't like playing the under, but I like winning money. So we're going to go under 49 Dolphins Bills.
I like that a lot. Everybody doesn't think about defenses when they think about the Dolphins and Bills, but you bring up a great point. By the way, Z-Man, interesting comment in the chat that maybe you and I need to address off camera. But Adam 255555555, he says we need Z-Man on Rant Wednesday that we launched yesterday. I know you saw it.
I got things to say sometimes. I could probably do that.
I feel like Rant Wednesday was invented for Z-Man and my man Vince Russo. All right, let's go from the under over to Raphael. And you think the Dolphins will get off to a good start, yes?
I do, and I do like the under, even though we're not supposed to say the word under on TV. But I think the rain could be a very issue if it is still raining when the game kicks off. But first quarter, I think the Dolphins come out hot. They're probably not going to run the ball because their running game is probably going to be a little short-handed. So they're going to be throwing a lot. Slants, screen passes. I see them putting up some touchdowns early. I can see a 7-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. So I'm going to take the first quarter -0.5. Give me the plus 120 because you know what, Zaz? I like money as well.
And I like 4 nickels going that way. By the way, shout out to Michael. He says prime time's under and then the flex. I like it, Michael. All right, Seabass, coming over to you because I know you're like a rabid dog today. Whenever you have a bad day, nobody wants to get back on the show faster than you. What do you like?
I've got a cross-sport teaser today. We got NFL and college football today. Now, road dogs, we got the Bills at plus 2.5, so we're going to tease that 6 points. Road dogs in the NFL, when they're on the road as a dog, 1.5 to 2.5 points, they cover that 73% of the time. So I like the Bills. We're covering the 3 and the 7 at that one. And then in Texas State, Arizona State tonight, Texas State playing at home. 2 similar offenses, defenses, red zone offenses, third down conversions. This line has been going back and forth between Arizona State and Texas State -1, +1, whatever way you want to look at it. So again, we'll tease that. Just give me some extra points for the home team as well.
Now, be careful when you do these teasers, 6 points at -120. The books will adjust it game by game. We have 2 popular teams going in my NFL, Miami and Buffalo. Right now, it's -120. You do this teaser maybe at 2 weeks from now, it could be -130. If you do a 6-point teaser, don't juice it up no higher than -130, and do not juice it up to 7 points if you're taking a -140 or higher on a 7-point teaser. Keep an eye out for the juice when you do teasers, especially in mixed sports, because the books would change them, and you won't even know about it.
I've got one very simple early question for everybody today after that right there. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. We cannot forget about baseball. Big Chuck, going to you.
The final series between the Yankees and Red Sox begin tonight, and when these two teams get together, they just score runs, with the total cashing over 7 of their last 2 meetings, and 2 of those results were pushes. So I'm going to stick with that same trend with the over 8.5 runs between the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a MLB play today also, Coach. You know, I like to find the value, so I want to bet on a team at this point in the season that still has something to play for. And the Seattle Mariners, they're a desperate team right now. The Mariners are at home against the Rangers, so I'm going to take the run line. So minus 1.5 runs, plus 130. Making his Major League debut for the Rangers is Kumar Rocker. The Rangers are out of it, all right? The Mariners, like I said, are desperate. They're 4 games back in the West. They're also 4 games back in the wild cards. They desperately need a win here. They're going up against a pitcher who's making his debut, so I'll take the run line here at plus money.
I think that's a really good play because 4 games – when you're talking about 146, so that's 4 games, Z-Man, with 16 games to go. That's not undoable, but they've got to catch fire, and they got to do it starting tonight, right?
Yeah. Like I said, they have 2 ways in, all right? It's not just the division behind Houston, but also they're the same amount of games behind in the wild card. Desperate team. They have something to play for still. And yeah, 4 games with, what are we talking, around 16 to play? It could happen, it could happen. And I think against a team that is clearly done, like the Rangers, and a pitcher who's making his Major League debut, I mean, I don't know if he throws meatballs or not. Maybe he throws meatballs. So I'm going to go with the Mariners.
All of a sudden, Seabass just got excited over there, talking about meatballs, talking tailgating. By the way, we forget that the Rangers are the defending World Series champions. That's how fast things flip around. Yeah. All right, quickly, we got a couple of minutes. I want to get back to Thursday Night Football. Raphael, there's been stories out there that the Dolphins' injuries might be an issue tonight at the running back position. When you're talking about, we got Prop It Up coming up later, how has it affected the numbers, if at all, at the sports books in the last 24 hours?
I think the weather is probably affected more than the running back because we're still going to see a high-power offensive in Miami, no matter who's in the backfield for the Dolphins. But the weather could be the main issue. That's why we just saw Vegas move it to 48 right now. Only one book has 49. Everyone else has 48.5. So I think the weather, which the longer this game goes, the rain's supposed to stop. So maybe by halftime, we won't see any rain.
What is it like right now, quickly, Z-Man, where you're right outside the Zaslow Mansion?
Yeah, I'm not very far. I live about 10 minutes away from the stadium. It's totally fine here right now, but we're talking, we're going to get some thunder and lightning maybe around 6 p.m., but it's supposed to be clear by the time we kick off tonight.
All right, Charles, let me come over to you because you live in this part of the country, and it can get very, very hot, and then the rain comes and the rain stops as your handicap, because I know you do all of it. What kind of went through your mind the last 24 hours or so?
Yeah, I think the Bills lucked out with the getting the night game as well, not having to play in the day where it's more of the heat and humidity as well. So I think that definitely favors the Bills in this spot to be able to play this at nighttime.
And Seabass, John says, Mostert out. That's big time. Think rookie Vols right gets lots of plays. AB's been texting me all morning about this guy. What are your thoughts? Because Mostert is a big-time player that not a lot of people talk about, to be honest.
They really don't talk about him a lot, and he's proven himself to be one of the top backs in the league, especially after last season. Now, with him being out, I've actually got to play a little bit later that will drop, but I like the options that we now have in the run game for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's you got to have a lot of depth, Z-Man. I got about 20 seconds, and the Dolphins, do they have that depth?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Wilson Jr. is probably going to get the majority of the carries. And if you remember late in the game last week, it was Jeff Wilson Jr. with back-to-back big runs, which helped put the Dolphins in field goal range late. So I'm still very confident in the Dolphins running game. They're deep.
All right, very, very good. Great first segment from my guys. We still have a lot to get to throughout the show. We've got a WNBA star that sets a new scoring record. We're talking props. We're talking key players. Also, coming up next, you better believe it. If AB's not here in the morning, the no-fly zone is still here. This is DTL in the morning on Stadium. All right, guys, we've got some parlays provided by DraftKings. Use that promo code Combine. And Z-Man, I'm looking at these 3 right now. Start us off. What do you like?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to come straight out and tell you that the Dolphins are going to win because that's called a jinx, and I'm not about that, all right? But I am going to go with the first prop there, Bills plus 2.5, because then it's like, all right, Dolphins can still win the game by a couple of points. So I like the first prop there, Bills plus 2.5, a Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Can totally see him running it in late in the game, and Josh Allen over 175 passing yards. So I'll go with the one with the shortest odds, plus 215.
Well, since I've already got the low-hanging fruit on the teaser play, I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'm going to still take Bills 2.5, Josh Allen anytime TD, and I'd like to see him just throw the ball a little bit, especially if we're not going to have that rain like Z-Man just told us. It's going to be nice weather down there in South Florida tonight. Give me the middle one at plus 40, 440.
Who is next? Raphael, let's go.
I'm taking the first one plus 215 and Bills plus 2.5. I'm not greedy. I'm just glad I have Wi-Fi and power right now. So give me the plus 215. Love the Josh Allen anytime TD and his prop bet.
I'm right there with you. I like the plus 215, getting plus 2.5 with the Bills, and that Josh Allen anytime touchdown that we did confirm is minus 115, and for him to throw for 175 yards, yeah, plus 215 for me as well.
And I'm going to go with certainly not the Bills on the money line because I think, like Z-Man, the Dolphins get it done tonight, and I love me some Josh Allen. So I will go with the first one, Bills plus the 2.5. Give me a couple of points, and then give me those Josh Allen plays, scoring a touchdown. I wonder what his number will be around game time. That'll be interesting. And then Josh Allen to throw for over 175 yards. Now, there weren't a lot of quarterbacks in week number 1 that went north of 300. In fact, I believe Tua is the only quarterback that went over 300 yards. So we'll see
two guys, Tua and Stafford.
Thank you. Tua and Stafford. That's right, Sunday Night Football. Thank you, Z-Man, very, very much. All right, we are about to come back. Oh, we got a lot to educate and entertain. We are back on Stadium in 5 seconds. Welcome back to DTL in the morning on Stadium, simulcast on our own YouTube page as we continue to rock forward on a Thursday, NFL Thursday, Bills, Dolphins later tonight. But there are other things that are going on right now. In fact, it's time to educate and entertain. All right, shout out last night. Asia Wilson getting it done. We got to give love to the ladies as well. Z-Man, 2-time MVP, probably a 3-time MVP. She breaks the single season scoring record with all this love for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and all these different players. How about we give her some love today?
Well, just like the Caitlin Clark Rookie of the Year race should be unanimous, especially with Angel Reese's season over, Asia Wilson winning the MVP should also be unanimous. I don't know how you make a case for someone else. Good win last night against the Fever. The Fever, a decent team now, all right? Remember, they started out very, very poor, very tough schedule at the start of the year, and now Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston have straightened them out. But obviously, Asia Wilson, the Aces, they wind up winning last night. They're primed for another championship run, and Asia Wilson, like I said, I don't see how you vote for anyone else. She should be unanimous.
Z-Bass Ambrose says Asia is MVP. It's over. Do you agree?
100%. She's one of the top scorers in the league. She plays physical. She plays tough. The only thing I'm upset about is the one time I come on the show and I give Caitlin Clark the love that she deserves. She goes 1 for 10 from 3, and I missed both of my WNBA plays last night. But yeah, Asia Wilson, solid player.
At least you moved on. Raphael, your thoughts?
Yeah, Asia Wilson, she's going to be more unanimous than Steph Curry did when he won his MVP. But I want to see what the voters do because I think some voters will give Caitlin Clark some love. So this is going to be very curious. Asia Wilson, yes, MVP. I want to see how many votes Clark gets.
Boom. Charles.
You know, I really don't cover the NBA too much, but congratulations to Asia. And imagine if Caitlin Clark did win the MVP, what an uproar that would cause in the league. If she was already disliked as much as she is now, how they would turn on her then. So keep that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The world just exploded. If that would happen, the world literally just exploded. Just like the golf world may explode. Because this fell very much under the radar, Z-Man. And you know I work for the PGA Tour. I call all of them. And I've admitted that Liv did reach out to me when they started. Maybe I should have picked up the phone. Who knows? But now in December, Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler teaming up in the match against Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka, who are both from Liv. And Rory said yesterday, this is not sending a message at all to anyone. Do you believe him?
No, I don't buy that. Rory's been pretty outspoken. He's team PGA, but I'll tell you, I'm not team Liv, but I am team Brooks Koepka. All right, I'm a Brooks Koepka fan. He's a South Florida guy. He loves the Florida Panthers. He's a huge Florida Panther fan. Remember last 2 postseasons ago, he's watching the games in the suite. He showed up with a traffic cone and he was taunting Panther defenseman Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad had the last laugh, obviously, at the parade. He said, F you, Brooks Koepka. I'm a Koepka guy. He's a huge Florida Panther fan. See right here, Matthew Tkachuk. I'm a huge Florida Panther fan. So I'm not team Liv, but I am team Brooks Koepka.
Matt says, bro, what do you even know about the PGA, coach? Are you really going to test me, Matt? I'm one of the play-by-play announcers. I do 8 to 10 events a year. Don't test me on my golf, please. That was hilarious, Z-Man. Seabass, do you think Rory is sending a message or no?
100%. I mean, it was the PGA's fall guy almost, if you will, when they were deciding whether they were going to come together or be separate. But my big thing is, how are Brooks and Bryson going to play together? Like, don't they hate each other? When did they become brothers again?
They've mended the fences over the years. They've mended, but I think Bryce has grown up a little bit too. I think after what we saw at the U.S. Open, he's not the immature kid that he used to be. He's just not. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's somebody out there working on a World Drive situation that maybe we're calling Bryce. Oh, did I say we? I didn't mean we. I just meant them. Raphael, you never know. We're always grinding. Raphael, is this a message to the PGA or just have fun in December?
This is a message, but I'm confused. Why is the betting line only -135 with Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods 2.0? This should be -150, -160, because again, Scheffler is going to be out there. He's Tiger Woods 2.0. And U.S. folks, come on, put these numbers up. -135 on Scheffler to Liv, even money. Put it up. Let's go.
I don't know, Raphael. Me and you, we prefer global books sometimes. If the domestic books don't want to rock with us, hey, we'll go elsewhere. Charles, your thoughts, message or no?
Yeah, it seems like a message, and I was also looking for lines as well. I ran across a couple. I figured it'd be a little bit higher as well, but yeah, I definitely think he's sending a message. I'm surprised they don't do more of these as well, where they have these pairing off these one-on-one, these 2-on-2 battles throughout the year as well. Just a little friendly rivalry, but yeah, definitely sending a little message there.
Well, I will tell you why they don't, because this is the first one that I really wanted to watch in the last several, because they put them together and they stink. Why? Because not everybody can talk trash, and they all have microphones on, and Charles Barkley is there, and you got to have guys that can talk to each other. I think this one will get a really good rating. The last one with Rory, the lowest rated they've ever had in this match. Now, it's all about Thursday Night Football tonight, and you guys and everybody watching on Stadium, you've absolutely fallen in love, for those of you who didn't know, about our favorite segment of the week. And even though AB's not on the morning show, he wants to get you ready. We've already cashed several in the first 4 primetime games when we're talking about interceptions. It's time now for the no-fly zone.
The no-fly zone brought to you by Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell, and we use this game tape and charts to decide and determine who to bet on which quarterback is throwing an interception tonight. On the left, you see the secondary rankings from 2023 of the Dolphins. Right there, you see in the teens and 20s. Not great, not terrible, but again, not great. Josh Allen has had massive success against Miami throughout his career. You see on the right-hand side, Josh Allen's passing chart in week 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. The name of the game tonight for both teams is getting pressure on the quarterback, shutting down the run game, especially Miami with the injuries, and forcing the quarterbacks into bad passes. They both could do it and do it often. You see Josh Allen picked on the right-hand side, short, 10 yards and in offense. Sometimes he jumped over there 15 yards, but you notice the deep did not do it. Middle of the field did not do it, especially deep. There could be trouble for him out there. That's why he's going to want to keep this thing safe, use running backs, tight ends in the flats, even behind the line of scrimmage to move the ball. Now, he'll take his shots and he can make any throw in the NFL, but it's all about limiting those risks and interceptions. That is Miami's nom de plum for tonight. Now let's take a look at his quadrants here. Josh Allen, deep middle, deep left, intermediate left. Those are his trouble areas, throwing across his body. Miami, especially with Jalen Ramsey, look for them to use him on the right-hand side where you see all green and force Josh to throw to the left. That is the chess match for Miami. That is why Josh Allen will throw an interception tonight. Now let's take a look at Tua Tagovailoa again on the left. The Buffalo Bills 2023 secondary rankings. You see it, not great, very good, short right, top 10. But Tua and Josh have a very similar passing attack. They try to limit the risk. Look at that deep middle, all right, deep left, deep right. They try not to take too many shots because that's where risk could be. Now they'll do it. We saw it with Tyreek Hill. They'll absolutely do it. But they pick and choose. They try to keep it safe, 10 yards and in. Look for Tua to throw to the left-hand side. Again, he doesn't throw to the right too terribly much. They try to find the safe spots, quick offenses, and go. Again, the chess match for the Bills tonight is going to be getting pressure on Tua, and especially with the running back injuries for the Dolphins, forcing Tua to throw all night long and make throws with bad footing by getting pressure on him because Tua does not have the same legs that Josh Allen does. Look at Tua's quadrants here. Yes, deep left, intermediate left, serious trouble areas. Deep middle, even though Tua is solid there, intermediate middle. These are the areas where Tua's going to throw a pick. Look at the short right as well. Danger zone. Don't let Buffalo jump one and take it to the house. This is why both of these QBs are throwing a pick tonight.
All right, so AB says, Z-Man, that both quarterbacks, based off the no-fly zone, are going to get picked off tonight. Do you agree with him?
Well, I certainly think it's possible that Josh Allen will get picked. You know, AB is taking a look at the Dolphins secondary last year. It's a little bit different this year. You know, no Xavier Howard anymore. We're talking Kendall Fuller opposite Jalen Ramsey. And this is Jalen Ramsey full season ready to go. You know, Ramsey got off to a slow start last week, but boy, was he great in the second half. He had a really tough defensive PI call early in the game, which set up a Buffalo touchdown. And we're also talking former Buffalo Bill Jordan Poyer back there at the safety position against his former team. So I love the Dolphins secondary. I could totally see a Josh Allen interception tonight.
Poyer, Raphael, is one of those great guys. He has great peripheral, but to Z-Man's point, he's going to know he's gone against Josh Allen so much in practice. Do you think that's a big advantage for them?
It's a huge advantage. And don't get these teams play each other year after year after year. So that's a big factor. I'm hoping AB is right on this and wrong that he gets in the club tonight because I'm not on the show tonight. But I think AB could be correct with Josh Allen throwing a pick. Tua maybe not, but I can see Josh Allen throwing a pick.
Wow, Seabass, Raphael just brought up the club. I know that can be kind of a sore spot for you.
It's fine. I'll make it in one day. I'm not worried about it. One of these Sunday nights, I'm coming in hot. Don't you worry, popping bottles and all. But I, too, am on the Josh Allen interception bandwagon tonight. This guy, great player. And the problem I have with Josh Allen is he wants to do too much sometimes, and he's overthinking it. He wants to be that guy. He thinks he's got to put it all on his shoulders, and he's going to throw one up. Give it to Javon Holland to grab that interception tonight.
Guys, I think I'm having an earthquake right now. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. Like, my house is shaking right now.
You're shaking.
Your screen's moving a little bit.
Yeah, your screen's moving a little bit.
Wow. If you guys see any news that there's an earthquake in California at 7:30, it's still shaking. Wow, this is the weirdest.
Yeah, I don't even think I can handle that.
I don't do that.
Wow, I apologize. I'm not even kidding around right now, guys. This is crazy. All right, we got to take a quick break. Wow, Hurricanes and earthquakes live on DTL. Coming up next, key players, props. We're going to do it all. This is DTL Live inside of an earthquake on Stadium. Well, we've looked at the Bills parlay brought to you by DraftKings. Now, how about on the Miami side of things? Because as we look at it here, there's 3 different choices. We're going to piggyback everybody. Z-Man, start us off.
By the way, I'm searching social right now. Apparently, yeah, earthquake in Western Los Angeles. Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
Oh, crazy. All right. Well, let's keep going, Z, but thank you for that update. Holy
All right, I'm gonna go with the first one as well, plus 225. Dolphins money line, Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. Tyreek scored last week. And look, like Coach said earlier, Tua's one of just 2 quarterbacks last week that threw for over 300 yards. So obviously I like Tua to throw for over 200 yards. I don't want to lay down any points. Again, like I said, that's a little bit of a jinx from a Dolphin fan. But I will go Dolphins money line. So give me the first one there.
I went a little risky, took the middle parlay with the Bills side, but for the Dolphins one, I'll go Dolphins money line. Tyreek Hill anytime TD. I like him actually have probably more than one tonight if Tua's going to be throwing the ball a lot. So Tua, 200 plus pass yards. Give me that plus 225.
Plus 1,000 Dolphins money line. Give me that. Tua's going to go for 250 passing yards. I'm swinging for the fences. And if you catch that 2-teamer with Raphael Hurricane and Coach Earthquake, cash it to the window right now.
Sounds like a new tag team duo. But yeah, I'm always going to go with the plus 225, that the first one, Dolphins money line. That way I can try to middle that with the Bills plus 225 on the or the first one we got on the first slide as well. Tyreek to get a touchdown and Tua only needing 200 passing yards. Yeah, give me the plus 225 on that one.
I hate being somebody that follows somebody else. But if you look at these 3, yes, if you want to throw it for the hills, you go for the plus 1,000. But all 3 of those at plus 225, those are very, very doable and probable. So I'll go plus 225 with the crew. All right, we are just about set to come back. I'm a little bit shook. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit shook because I just went through a hurricane live here on the show. But the show must go on. We are back on Stadium in 5 seconds. All right, we are back live at DTL on Stadium. If you missed it just a couple of minutes ago, we just went through an earthquake live here on the show. I'm sitting in Southern California, and literally I was shaking for 20 or 30 seconds. It was one of the craziest things I've ever been through in my life. My house was shaking, and wow. All right, but we're good now. Everything stopped. We continue on. Now, this is a little section where we had separated out, but we've got more plays for all of you. It's time to prop it up. All right, Z-Man, I know you got 3 big props today. I know you're going to start us off. Let's go.
Yeah, I love Tua. All right, so Tua over 1.5 touchdowns. There's a reason why it's minus 140. Tua throwing 2 touchdowns seems like a pretty good play to me. Also, Jalen Waddle. Waddle and Hill are both coming off of great games last week against Jacksonville. I think Jalen Waddle, just for the season overall, takes a massive step forward. He signed his new contract this past offseason. Jalen Waddle's a number 1 on most NFL teams, but you got all that attention being paid to Tyreek Hill. So give me Jalen Waddle over 62.5 yards at minus 115. And man, my Jeff Wilson Jr. touchdown is looking better and better. We got the word yesterday that Devon Achane is out. That Raheem Mostert is out. It's looking like Achane is out as well. So look, Jeff Wilson Jr., Jalen Wright, the rookie, will get some carries, but Jeff Wilson Jr., he's going to get the majority of the carries. So Jeff Wilson Jr. touchdown plus 100. I'm lucky I got that one early. So those are the plays that I like.
And that's exactly why we do a morning show. Get ahead of the number. Think a little bit. Z-Man is so smart. That's why he's a member of the crew. Sometimes you got to look, and if you're in the area and you know somebody could potentially be hurt, this is such a smart play. Now, Seabass, let me come over to you because you're going to go into baseball just a little bit, and that's fine. So what do you like today on the diamond?
Before I get into my baseball play, just be careful, Z-Man. We don't need the books sending you. We're going to have to void your ticket because we put the wrong odds out there. It really should have been minus 500. But good luck with that. That's a great play for you. But I'm going to go in baseball. This is where I've had some success lately. So I got to go back. I need a win. I need some green check marks here. Ellie De La Cruz, Rafael Devers, both to get a hit tonight, plus 115. Both of these guys went 0 for 4 last night, but since the All-Star break, both batting right around 300, weighted on-base averages well over 300. Good numbers for Ellie De La Cruz against Sonny Gray tonight, and then rivalry matchup with Rafael Devers and Nestor Cortez. So take both those guys to get a hit tonight, plus 115.
This is some of the best time to bet on baseball because the books, just like us, don't always focus on these things. So I like Seabass that you are. All right, Raphael, let me come over to you because you have 2 different plays on Thursday Night Football. Talk to me.
Yeah, Josh Allen over 36.5 rushing yards. He's rushed over for this prop in his first game. He got 39 yards. In his 2 playoff games, he averaged 73 yards per game. Why wouldn't he do it today with a weak D-line? I think Miami has their secondary really good. D-line Miami still has question marks. I think he easily rushes through this number. And then give me both teams to rush for a touchdown at minus 110. We hit this game, this prop bet on Monday Night Football. We're going to hit it again tonight. So why not? I think both teams rush for a touchdown. We'll go 2 for 2 on this prop bet.
Boom and boom. Charles, you like Keon Coleman. You're up.
Keon Coleman from Opelousas, Louisiana. He looks to be Josh Allen's new favorite target with 5 catches and 51 receiving yards in week 1 versus the Cardinals. Now he returns to Florida where he played his college ball. Give me Keon Coleman over 43.5 receiving yards versus the Dolphins tonight.
All right, that's how we prop it up. Remember, we separate it out on the show. Now, as we really start to dive a little bit deeper into Thursday Night Football, I want to start with the quarterbacks and kind of compare. So those of you at home say, all right, what does Josh Allen and what does Tua really look like? These are their 2023 numbers. Z-Man, they both had really good seasons, but I'm looking down at those interceptions. Josh Allen has been very prolific in that department. How do you compare these two?
Yeah, Allen is super careless with the football, all right? And part of it is what led to offensive coordinator and all-time Miami Hurricane great Ken Dorsey being dismissed as the offensive coordinator in the middle of last season. But Allen is arguably top 2 quarterback in the NFL, and a lot of it has to do with, you saw the rushing numbers, 15 rushing touchdowns. He gets a ton of rushing yards. Tua doesn't do any of that. But here's the thing with Tua. He really slimmed down this offseason. And I believe my biggest criticism, I love Tua, but my biggest criticism of Tua was he doesn't make those magical plays where he could improvise and escape the pocket and make those plays on the run or run for first downs. Well, he slimmed down significantly this offseason. And I think that's a sign of what a great leader is, where every single year you're trying to get better at something that you weren't great at. And so to me, him slimming down is, hey, I got to be able to move out of the pocket. I got to be more mobile. I got to be able to use my legs a little bit. And I think we're going to see a little bit more running. Look, he's not going to be a quarterback like Josh Allen who's going to get you 40, 50 rushing yards a game. No. But I do think there's going to be a threat every now and then of Tua running for a first down on 3rd down. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of that out of him this year.
Something to really look at. One great angle. Seabass, give me a second.
I'm just happy to hear a Z-Man say that. You guys might want to tune in later. But also, just to do, Josh Allen, very careless with the football. And what I think is different about these two guys is where Josh Allen tends to make his mistakes later in the game, which makes them a little bit more costly because they're close games. He's trying to do too much. If Tua is going to make a mistake, it's going to be early, and the Dolphins are going to be able to recover from it. So I think in that sense, Tua is going to protect that ball. He's a little bit smarter as the game goes on and gets better as the game goes on.
And it's interesting because both of these teams got out to a slow start last week. Let's flip it now and compare some rushing lines to look at tonight here on Thursday Night Football. And Raphael, I'm going to come over to you because, yes, Josh Allen is one of those rare quarterbacks that he is like a 3rd running back. He is a guy that routinely will go north of 40 or 50 yards. Here are his numbers today. These according to DraftKings. Anything on here that you particularly like?
-3 nickels for any touchdown for Josh Allen just screams at me. He always wants to put the ball in the end zone on a rushing touchdown. So getting the 3 nickels is actually shocking to me. At 5-1 for 2+ touchdowns. If you think it's going to be a high-scoring game, why not take a shot at that 5-1? But the 3 nickels for anytime touchdown for Josh Allen, he wants to put it in the end zone against a division team on the road. Yes.
By the way, I just got an update on my phone. The earthquake 4.6 on the Richter scale. Just
I don't mess with that. I don't do that. I don't do that.
All right, Charles. I'm still a little rattled, to be honest. Literally. Charles, let me come over to you because 36.5. I feel like the sports books, as these quarterbacks get a little bit older, are saying they may start to protect themselves a little bit more. But I feel like Josh Allen isn't one of those guys. This is how he plays. That's what I'm looking at. What are you looking at?
Yeah, he's still going to get his rushing yards, but I like that anytime touchdown. I gave that out on Monday, and I got questioned about that juice, but it actually was -115 for that anytime touchdown. So I love that Josh Allen anytime touchdown as well. But I think either way you're good. I think he's going to get plenty of opportunities. He's just going to take off and rush as well. So and I definitely think he gets in the end zone at least once tonight.
I think it's bananas that a quarterback rushing touchdown prop is minus money. To me, that's bananas, but it also shows what the books think. Z-Man.
Yeah, I like James Cook, actually, over 59.5. I think the Bills are going to be able to run the football tonight. This Dolphin D-line, they got gashed pretty good last week. And Etienne was about to win them the game early in the fourth quarter on the goal line when Javon Holland punched that football out. Major play. Tremendous job. Jacksonville would have put the game away. They would have been up 24-7. Instead, the very next play, it was the Tyreek Hill 80-yard touchdown. Boom, your score 17-14. But the point is, Etienne was able to run the ball on the Dolphins. I think Cook is going to as well, mainly because one of the biggest differences with Buffalo, when they got rid of Ken Dorsey last year, they've kind of changed their offensive MO, which is only going to help Josh Allen and his recklessness with the football. They're a bit more committed now to running the football, and I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Something to look at tonight. But if they are going to throw, these are two studs that they're going to look at, Seabass. And Keon Coleman, we have a prop with him. Tyreek Hill, we know what happened to him on Sunday. And, well, that's kind of been pushed now. He talked about it. We move on from it. But when you're talking about a wide receiver that his number is north of 90, that is absolutely elite. When you're over 6 catches, that is absolutely elite. When you're talking about longest reception at nearly 30, that is stretching the field. How do you compare these two, Seabass?
I love Tyreek Hill. He's like the easy pick here, right? We see him from Kansas City. Now he's in Miami. The guy seems to have an 80-yard touchdown every single week. I like him a lot. That being said, I'm loving Keon Coleman. This guy is just, we've talked about him on the show before, his attitude, his demeanor, the way he comes across. He's just a fun guy. I just want to see him go out there and do big things tonight. I think it'd be a great time for him, prime time, get the rest of the country watching and seeing him live and get to know who he is as a player. I want to see Keon Coleman do some good stuff tonight.
And these primetime games, Raphael, are so good for that, yes?
Yes, but if you're looking at Hill, keep an eye out. Under money on all his prop bets came in all week long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Over money will probably come in tonight just because he's a popular name. So keep an eye out for that. But I love me some Coleman. I think he has a big game. Just in case the Bills are behind, do you figure they're going to probably throw the ball a lot? I think Coleman has a much bigger game. I'm looking at Hill props to probably stay under.
Interesting. Charles, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm all over Keon Coleman. Plus, the Tyreek Hill props are all juiced, like 6.5 catches, like -140. So he's extremely juiced. So I think there's way more value with Keon Coleman for catches and receiving yards, plus the anytime touchdown.
The juice is so important. Z-Man, I got 30. Bring us home.
Yeah, I like longest reception for Tyreek Hill over 29.5 yards. Yeah, it's a far cry from the 80-yard career-long touchdown grab from last week. 29.5. Give me a nice seam route over the middle for a 30-yard game. Come on.
My daughter just texted me, and this is when it gets a little scary. She writes, Dad, are we okay? Oof, 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 oof. That's a little strong for me right there. They're literally
I don't do earthquakes.
Chicago says Z-Man doesn't do earthquakes.
No,
Z-Man doesn't do earthquakes.
The ground opens up and tries to eat you. Nah, it's not for me.
believe me, I've always said this. As soon as my kids are out of high school, because they both obviously golf and theater, I'm moving to Florida. That's where the PGA Tour is. That's where I want to live. No state income taxes, like all of it. But this is bananas.
Yeah, but I got lots of time to prepare for a hurricane. A hurricane doesn't just show up at my front door.
All right, we got to take a quick break. We're going to wrap things up. When we come back, we've got the whip around, we've got home runs, and then we got more reaction from the first earthquake ever on DTL live on Stadium. We continue on DTL in the morning, having a really good Thursday. So much talk about Thursday night football. So, Z-Man, I want to start with you, and then everybody can piggyback. Here are some first half bets that we picked out according to DraftKings Sportsbook. You see those four? Where are you headed, Z?
Yeah, I know Raphael mentioned it earlier with the first quarter. I love the Dolphins to get out in front early in this one. So even though we're talking about the first 30 minutes of the game, I like Dolphins minus 1.5, obviously minus 105. I'll take the Dolphins to be ahead early in this one.
I'm going to take Bills team total over 10.5 points for some plus money. I think they're going to score often. I don't know that we're going to get a ton of points, but that 10.5 looks pretty good to me. I'm going to take Bills team total over 10.5.
Great minds think alike. I like the Dolphins minus 1.5. Only laying a nickel. I have a nickel laying around right now. I already have plus money on the first quarter. Give me Dolphins first half.
Yeah, make that a trifecta, minus 1.5. I like, as this moment, I like Dolphins in the game, so I'm expecting them to take a lead into halftime, at least by 2 points.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins team total over 12.5. I think after listening to all of you brilliant minds that the Dolphins want to come out and do exactly the opposite of what they did last week when they couldn't do anything until the second half. I think they want to come out, start fast. I think they're going to sling the ball around. I think Tyreek is going to be heavily involved with Waddle in the first half. So I'm going to go team total over 12.5 minus 115. Come on in, young lady. Come on in. We were just talking about the earthquake on the show. We've got literally like 40 seconds. Crazy. Did the house just shake? We're live. Talk to the microphone. We're live on YouTube right now. What was it like, Jay? Go ahead.
It's kind of like when the Kansas City Chiefs beat the 49ers. It just shook them.
Say that was for Big Cheesy. Say that was for Big Cheesy.
That was for Big Cheesy.
You're damn right. Love you guys. Right safe. All right. See you guys later. Boom, it's a family thing. It's a family thing. Love you guys. Okay. You got it. All right. Oh, it never stops. And damn it, that's why we love it so very, very much. All right. We are just about back to wrap things up. We are back live on Stadium in 5 seconds. Welcome back to DTL on Stadium. We are live also simulcast on our YouTube page. A gentle reminder, we are preempted tonight. We will not be on Stadium this evening, but we still will have DTL Primetime Live right here on our YouTube channel. Now, can never forget about football. So who's going to go the yard today? Is it going to be Cal Raleigh? Adalis Garcia? Brett Rooker of the A's? Are they still playing? Yordan Alvarez? Astros. They are a favorite in the postseason. Evers, O'Neal, Naylor, Ramirez, Adames, Hoskins. Charles, start us off.
Raphael Devers and Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill was a hero last night, and Devers loves going against nasty Nestor Cortez. So, yeah, give me that plus 185 for show purposes for Devers and O'Neill.
Z.
Look, I'm already dialed into Rangers and Mariners. So Cal Raleigh, Adolis Garcia, plus 170. If I'm already keeping my eye on it, I got the Dolphin game going on too. I can't be looking everywhere for all my plays. So let's double up on the Mariners-Rangers game. I'll go with Raleigh and Garcia.
God, I love you. Steve Bass.
I feel you on that, Z-Man. A lot of action going on tonight, and I, too, am in that same boat. Since I've got Devers in a hit parlay, give me Raphael Devers and Tyler O'Neill for plus 185 tonight.
Raphael.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe to give Z-Man another TV, but I'm taking Devers and O'Neal for plus 185. Synergy, because I think Charles has the over, so I think we're going to see a lot of runs, but Devers, O'Neal, plus 185.
For those viewers that were watching on YouTube and not on Stadium, my son came on during the break, and Phil Winmore wins the line of the day. He said, JJ turning Big Cheesy into Little Cheesy. If you know, you know. Efron says, God bless you, Coach. Your kids are amazing. Keep going on this train, man. This is what it's all about. This is why we do it. This is why we do DTL. We continue to grow. The crew believes in what we're doing. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And we're going to be the #1 show in all of America. And it's going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years. But we're going to be here every single day on Stadium, on YouTube, all because of you. Now, we also understand that there's a lot of you out there that can't join us at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We get it. There's work. There's meetings. You got to hide under the table if you're out here on the West Coast just to survive, just to stay in it. But we got a little something we like to call the whip around. Now that we are on Stadium, we have a little bit more time than we've had before, so it doesn't have to be as rushed, but we do want to move through these picks fairly quick. So, Charles, coming over to you, big boy. What do you have today?
Red Sox and Yankees over 8.5. This is cash 7 of the last 10 meetings, and this is the final series between these two and the Boogie Down Bronx.
I love it when you try to act cool. All right, Raphael, go.
Trying that cool. Dolphins first quarter -0.5 plus 120. I just got a text from one of the books. We probably won't see a 3 because all the money is coming in on Bills' money line, not the points. They're taking the money line. They're greedy, but I'm taking the first quarter -0.5 plus 120.
Z, they're slapping you in the face. Go.
Yeah, I don't think this is a high-scoring game. I think this game is played in the 20s, in the low 20s. Dolphins, Bills under 49.
Under 49. Seabass, I like teasers in my world. Let's go.
We got a 6-point cross-sport teaser today. We got Buffalo plus 2.5, Texas State plus 1. Tease those down, especially in that Bills game. We cover the 3 and the 7 there, and then Texas State will push on a 7. But teaser, 6 points, -120.
Boom and boom. Now we've got a little prop action as well. Z, and we'll just go right down. We'll go Z, Seabass, Raphael, Charles, piggyback. Let's go.
Yeah, so Tua Tagovailoa throwing 2 touchdown passes. That seems like an easy play, so let's do that. We'll also have Jalen Waddle. You know all the attention that's paid to Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle's a #1 on most teams in the NFL. Over 62.5 yards for Jalen. And Jeff Wilson Jr., I got this at a good price. It now looks like both Achane and Raheem Mostert are out for the Dolphins. Jeff Wilson Jr., he's going to be your boy tonight. I got him anytime touchdown at plus 100.
We're going to go right into baseball to get a hit parlay, plus 115. Ellie De La Cruz, Rafael Devers. You just heard me say I want to see that guy hit a home run tonight. Both these guys 0 for 4 last night. They're bouncing back like me today, both getting a hit.
Give me Josh Allen over 36.5 rushing touchdowns -110, and Bills Dolphins, both teams to have 1+ rushing yards at -110, and a Jeff Wilson Jr. plus 105 right now at DraftKings. FanDuel has it at -130. What are you doing?
Then Keon Coleman, he's Josh Allen's new favorite target, over 43.5 receiving yards. He had 5 receptions and 51 receiving yards last week, plus he returns to Florida. Yeah, I think he gets at least 44 receiving yards tonight.
Very well done, gentlemen. And do you guys know when a joke isn't funny? Does anybody know the answer when a joke is not funny?
When you have to explain the punchline.
When you have to say the punchline and you throw it on the chat at 52 minutes past the hour, like Soupy just did. What did I miss today? Everything, Soupy. Disco Inferno. No, we didn't have Inferno. We did have an earthquake, however. Show up earlier. Damn, we're in the wraparound and you're throwing jokes out in the chat. All right, quickly, I told you we do not have DTL Primetime Live tonight on Stadium. However, on Sunday night, this one, Z, man, the look ahead. We do it every single Thursday right here at this time. It's a very quick look ahead, but we've got 2 1-0 teams. We got the Texans who want to shoot out against the Colts. They're laying 6 at home against the Bears who have the #1 pick in the draft, who couldn't even throw for over 100 yards, and they did not score an offensive touchdown and still scored 24 points in coming back to beat the Titans. What's your look ahead, Z?
Yeah, not the debut that you wanted for Caleb Williams, but I can't back off now. I'm on Caleb Williams' tip. I think he's going to be a star this year, like now. The Bears defense, that's for real. I mean, Caleb Williams, you had the Tennessee head coach saying, We could have won this game if we punted every 1st and 10. Well, that's telling you this Bears defense is something serious. So I think the Bears can keep this game close. I like the Bears +6 here. I think you're getting a good performance out of the rookie.
Seabass, Big Cheesy said Houston is my survivor pick this week. Interesting. Your thoughts?
I'm not mad at it. You've all heard me talk mad trash about Caleb Williams being from the DMV and what he did here, didn't do here. Not a fan at all. But, Coach, I really haven't looked at the game yet because I'm still working on my tailgate recipe that we're dropping for Sunday Night Football this week. It's going to be a good one.
So you're telling me you're not prepared. Thank you, Seabass.
No,
Raphael.
other things, Coach.
I'm always going to bust your chops. Go
I'm
ahead,
with
Raphael.
Zaslow, but wait for this number. This one opened up at 3.5 at 6. You know the betting public's going to be all over the favorite and over on Sunday night. We saw it last Sunday night. We could see a 6.5. I don't think 7, but we could see a 6.5 on Houston.
Charles.
And I'm looking at the under in this one. The primetime unders, they keep coming in as well. So it came in last Sunday. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking at a defensive battle in this one. So I'm leaning towards the under in this one on Thursday.
Right now at DraftKings, it's sitting at 45.5, and it is due slightly, Charles, to the under at -112. Matty Ice says, bold, Z-Man. Houston, -6 all day. Also on them in Survivor, LOL. Z, last week, the Survivor pools, I've never seen more guys get bounced in week 1. The Bengals sent everybody home, huh?
Terrible. I was on that train. I had the Bengals. Awful. I don't want to talk about Survivor pools. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm still
I know we have one here, eliminator pool here at DTL. We may have to start one like week 3 or week 4 with a sponsor, with a partner. That's what I think. Because a lot of times places, when it's really fast, will start a new one. And I feel like a lot of places, Seabass, don't you? Just like your tailgate.
Well, listen, I don't have to worry about finishing fast. I'm still in it. So I'm good to keep going again and again.
Wow.
And again.
For some reason, there was going to be a Shannon Sharp joke there, but it went in a different direction. All right, real quick. Here is the choices that you had at home today, and you picked the Bills. Oh, doing it right against Z-Man. 10 seconds. They took the Bills +2.5.
That's fine. If you've ever heard of a reverse jinx, this is a perfect situation. You take your Bills all day long. You take your money, throw it down the toilet. I'm going to be on the couch in the Zaslow Mansion family room. I'm going to be liquored up. I'm going to be enjoying the evening.
There's only one thing left to do after that. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. Z-Man, Seabass, Charles, Raphael, producer man, always behind the scenes. I'm the coach. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about. We'll see you live tomorrow morning right here, DTL on Stadium. Have a great day.